So here you're going to be learning how to do some different things in Photoshop that you haven't done before. You should be on this assignment, the figs and flags. So you've got an image of a fig here, and you got an image of a flag here. So first thing I need you to do is go ahead and save as on each image. So right click on your desktop. You should be, from the last lesson, you should have a folder that says Photoshop Tutorials. You're going to save both of those images there. And then we're going to open up Photoshop. So we're going to click New File. And when you do that, you should see this guy right here. I want you to select one that is 7 inches by 5 inches. So this one is 7 inches by 5 inches, but it's going to be portrait mode or vertically oriented. We need to switch it so that it is horizontal or landscape, so that both of our images will fit, since they're both landscape oriented. So make sure that you're in inches. It should be 7 width by 5 height, and then hit create. And that's what you should be starting with. Make sure that you save your work, y'all. Oh my goodness, I didn't save my work. Save as, and I want to save as something a little more snappy than untitled. So it's giving me this window. I want to save on my computer, and I'm saving again in that Photoshop tutorial. And this is going to be PS Layers. That's what I'm going to call it. There you go. And I'm going to say OK to this. All right, so you should have white as a background. You're going to do those 2 files that we just imported, and that should be on your desktop, and it should be in Photoshop Tutorials. I want you to select both, so you can select 2 files at once by holding the Control button on your keyboard. While you click the second one, now it's picked both of those files. I'm going to drag that. Okay, it's only showing me the Turkish fig right now. I can either hit commit, or I can hit this little check mark, or I can hit the enter button, and that's gonna say, okay, I'll take that first one. And then the second one, same deal, I have to either commit this checkbox, or I can hit the enter button to lock those in. So over here on the on the right, you're gonna have the Turkish flag. I want you to make sure that you can see transform controls. You can only change in Photoshop, you can only change the layer that you're currently working on. So if you, for whatever reason, do not see that one, I'm gonna need to make sure that you're on that. And what I've just done is I've dragged and made it a little bit bigger. So I can choose any handle, but I want to have it in a corner, and I'm going to drag it up. It's not the exact same proportions, but that's going to get us pretty close. And I'd like you to go ahead and center that. And when you center that, you see how that pink line shows up? That's going to show you that that's perfectly centered within the canvas. Hit enter again to lock in, and then I want to move the Turkish fig on top. So I've got the Turkish fig on top, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a fun tool called Remove Background. And so this used to be a lot more steps with Photoshop, but now it's really simple to take out the background of a photo. And in this case, it doesn't really know what it's doing because it's not like a really clear subject, so you can see it looks kind of funky. But what you have over here now is this is the image, and this is what we call a mask. So the mask is black and white. Anything that is white will be shown, anything that is black will not. So over here, what we're gonna do to clean this up a little bit is we're gonna make sure that the top tool is black, the color that we're working with, and we're gonna find the brush tool, which is over here. And if it doesn't work, you can just hit B, and this is the one that you want. Some of you guys are getting, the tools are missing. If that ever happens, come over here to Workspaces is what it's called. We're on Essentials right now, and if you're on Essentials and you're still missing some tools, come over here to Reset Essentials, and that will get it back looking how mine is right now. All right, so I'm painting black as my tool. You can come up here and you can see the different options for brushes. You can change the size of your brush. You can change how hard it is. Like, is it gonna be a straight up black edge, or is it gonna be more of a softer edge? You can choose and change your brush size if you like, but I need to make sure that I'm on here. And what I'm doing is I'm brushing out my figs. So I'm just using the brush tool and my mouse to brush out the figs. And it actually says I'm painting with white here, which I don't understand why that is. Sometimes Photoshop just does weird things, y'all. So I promise you, you can see over here I'm brushing in some black, which is why it says it's going away. So I want you to brush it away. So all you are left with is these figs. And I'm gonna move the flag over a little bit so it's, that's as far as I can move it actually. So we got the counteract, the figs, and the Turkish flag. And then at the top, this time, we're gonna use the horizontal type tool. And I want you, last time I asked you guys to use drop shadow. I want you to experiment a little bit this time. Find a font that suits your style. You can go install some more of those Adobe fonts, or if there's just a font that you like, I want you to make it look pretty snappy, so do some experimenting. You can come over here to the character window. If you don't see that, go to window and character, and this is what that will look like. You can go through and jazz up your name, make it a different color, and then you're gonna add an effect. You've got a whole bunch of effects. I want you to experiment with those and see which each one does. Bevel and emboss, what does that do? I mean, that doesn't look great, I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't look fantastic. I could do better, but I'm just trying to give you an example of what you could do. I'm gonna commit to that. I got my Photoshop project name there, and to turn it in, I need to export it as a PNG. So I'm gonna go here, quick export as PNG, and again, you should be putting that in your Photoshop tutorials folder, and call this PS_layers, that's fine. I'm gonna save that, and then I'm gonna upload it to Canvas for the assignment.